Welcome to Valley Associates for Independent Living, also known as VAIL, YouTube educational video series. Here today to talk with you a little bit about youth transition, transition services, guardianship, conservatorship, and power of attorney. Transitions are when we go from one stage of life to another, or just changing from one thing to another. If you are an individual with a disability, you will find yourself transitioning through all of life, as do people without disabilities. You will transition throughout the disability from good days to bad days, possible changes in your disability, possible changes in your abilities. Throughout the school system, you will transition with every other student from elementary to middle school to high school to graduation. One of the differences will be that your transition, if you are eligible for special education services and an individual education plan, will be specific to you. Your individual education plan should be designed specifically for your needs and services that you need to successfully navigate the educational setting and achieve your greatest potential. Your transition planning should begin as early as middle school, discussing your dreams and plans for the future. We encourage families to begin thinking about this process as early as the elementary level, discussing with your child their hopes and dreams, employment, setting the stage for the expectation that employment will be a reality, working with your student to achieve the greatest potential that they can. As we begin to look at transition services, we encourage the individual to think of their strengths, their weaknesses, areas of interest, education level that they will need, and other skills necessary to achieve that goal. It is important that you think about transportation. How will you get to your job? How will you get in and around your community? What other services are needed in the community for you to fully engage in the community and live independently? As you continue through the transition and have support services in place as part of your individual education plan, you also need to recognize that at age 18, a student becomes what they call of age. It is called aging out. At age 18, an individual is considered an adult. At that point, the individual who is 18 years of age is responsible for the decisions made for them and about them, unless someone else has taken that right away from them. There are several different ways that other people can become decision makers for an individual. Guardianship is probably the most restrictive option. Guardianship involves an attorney and an individual who has chosen to be the designated guardian for a lifetime of the individual with a disability. It is important to note that if you choose this path, you need to have backup plans in the event that you yourself are no longer able to serve in the guardianship role. Once an individual has lost their right to make decisions and has been deemed incompetent to make their own decisions by a court, they must have a guardian assigned to them to make their decisions. There is a cost associated with this, as it does require attaining a lawyer to go through this court process. Conservatorship is a little less restrictive, and then there is power of attorney. Power of attorney being the least restrictive option that allows the person to still make some decisions with some guidance and influence from others. Of course, the most independent option and least restrictive option is for the individual themselves to remain their own guardian and decision maker. We encourage individuals and their family members to discuss what is it that you truly want or feel you need to control. What is the information that you need in order to make these decisions? Will a release of information that the individual with a disability who is aging out serve the purpose for which you are looking for? Is it strictly financial that you are looking to control? Does the individual simply need a payee? What is it that needs to be controlled or you feel needs to be controlled, and have those conversations with the individual. After the age of 18, that individual is responsible for their decisions and for making those decisions and transition plans as they go forward. This also means that without a release of information, the school should not be speaking to the parent or other guardian that had been in place prior to age 18. So you certainly would encourage the individual, as they age out, to sign releases and to continue those good relationships of supportive individuals speaking into their lives, helping to make decisions as they navigate their community and work to achieve the most independence they can.